Hello, my name is Ruth and I am the Magpie Stitcher here on Flosstube and on Instagram. This is Flosstube number 7. The date is the 6th of July 2026. I'm back to give you an update for May and June, as I was not able to get back in June to give you an update. So I will start with saying welcome to everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you to my subscribers and regular viewers. Anyone who's new here, I hope you like what you see, and welcome. I hope that you will like and subscribe to my videos and leave a comment. Okay, I'll start by giving you the stats for each month. In May, I stitched 6,042 stitches. In June, I stitched 5,527 stitches, which is a total of 11,569 stitches. One of my projects also has some stitching on it for July, which I will tell you, but those figures are not reflected in those two totals that I gave you. Okay, so without any ado, we'll start with what I stitched on in May. Okay, so the first one I stitched on, or the first one I've got to show you, is Cinderella from XStitch on Etsy. It's stitched on 32 count even weave in the colourway Lemon Meringue by Paddock Designs. Now I stitched it for the Giro d'Italia, and I stitched along with Laura from XStitch, and I did 3,466 stitches, and this is where she is at now. The needle minder is a poppy that came in a sassy pouch, which you can no longer get, from a couple of lovely ladies in Tasmania. The next one I stitched on was Rose Teaset. This is an eBay purchase from 20 or 30 years ago, when eBay first got started, and they had really cheap cross stitch kits, which I think some of them are copyright. I do not believe that this one is copyright, or a breach of copyright. I believe this is a pattern that somebody made up, but I think I only paid about $5 for the kit. It's a very stiff, cheap Ada, and it's it'll be they're synthetic threads. They are not DMCs or anything like that, but they have the same numbering system as DMC. And I believe that they are not CXC threads also. Okay, so this is Rose Teaset. I did 1,073 stitches, and this one was a whip go call. It was number 15 for April, which was 5,000 stitches, and number 14 for May, 500 stitches, which was also 500 stitches. So this is where I am at on Rose Teaset. I believe I am more than halfway done. Okay, so that's the next couple that I will show you. I stitched on both May and June, and of course one I have stitched in the first days of July also. So first one I have is Glistening Wings. That's the Haid 2026 cell. In May I only stitched 650 stitches on it. In June I stitched 2,746 on it, and in the first few days of July I have stitched 1,385 stitches, for a total of 4,781 since you last saw it. So here it is. Sorry about the messy strings. Okay, the next one I stitched on in both May and June is my Collingwood Football Club emblem. This is charted by Ellen Binding from XStitch. Now XStitch is no longer around. They retired about the middle of last year, I think. So you're not able to buy any of their designs anymore, which is a real pity because I'd really like a couple of the others. Okay, so in May I put 853 stitches in this one. In June I put 670 stitches for a total of 1,523. Now I am supposed to be stitching on this every time my team plays football, and I'm supposed to be stitching 10 times the number of points if they win, and 5 times the number of points if they do not win. So far, we're up on the wins, but I'm way behind on the stitching. Okay, the next one I have, the next two that I have to show you, I stitched only in June. And the first one is Stroke of Midnight by Theresa Wentzler. She was a Whip Go Call number 18 for May. So, and I did 1,019 stitches. Okay. The next one I have, or the last one I have to show you that I stitched on, is Quirky Birds from Tidy Patterns on Etsy. It's stitched on a piece of 32 count opal Lagana. It's an unnamed colour by Paddock Lane Designs. I bought it as a sale for seconds and die spots. There is a die spot underneath the stitching on that blue bird there. Most of it's covered up now. So that was Whip Go Call number 12 for June, and I believe I said Theresa Wentzler was number 18 for May. Okay, so that's all the stitching I've got to show you, which is a really poor effort. Life's been busy and challenging for the last few months, so, but things are improving. I've actually got a good amount of stitches in, and I'm on holidays, so can get a bit more done. Okay, so my plans. Okay, going forward, I'll start with Glistening Wings, which is the Heaven and Earth design cell. In order to get to the 6 pages that I would like to complete, yes, I've downgraded from the full pattern. I've got to stitch 1,250 stitches a week. Now, this is the one I take to work, and I do it at work, so I don't switch and change when I'm at work. I just work on one. So my goal is to, for the 5 days I'm at work, to do 250 stitches a day. Wednesday could be a challenge. I might do a few more on some of the other days to help me along with that, because usually I'm busy half a day, and sometimes I'm out for full days. When I am out in my bus and waiting for children, I will stitch on the Collingwood football emblem, because it's small and 2 colours at the moment, so it's really quick and easy. So that's my plan for that. The next one I have plans to do is I'm going to stitch along with Laura from I Stitch Birds on the Tour de France stitching, and I am going to be stitching on Cinderella again. Now, there's enough kilometres in that race for me to be able to finish her, and maybe then I will put the rest of the stitches into Quirky Birds or something else. So you've already seen those two, so I won't show you again. The next one I will be stitching on is the Sheep Shed. This was a Whip Go Call for June that I didn't get to. It was number 21, and it's The Sheep Shed by Country Threads. I can't see. There we go. Fiona Jude is the artist behind Country Threads in Australia, and it's a beautiful Australian bush scene, very typical of how I grew up. My plan is to put 1,000 stitches into that. My next one is also a Whip Go cord. This is called The Sea. It's by Noice, and it was from a Jill Oxtens Crossstitch and Beading magazine, issue number 45. Now I can't remember what the numbers that were called for these two. I'll put them under. One was 17, I know that, but this is where I am at. Now I'm using anchor threads for this. When the pattern came out in the pattern book, the blues had no DMC alternatives because of the variegation, the slight variation in the colour as it goes down the page, and all anchor threads were used for that. I still have some more to do up the top. It'll be quite a long piece. This is the length of the piece of fabric I bought for it, and there will be a border around that once I've stitched that, but at this stage it's just a very narrow and long piece. So yeah, so that's down for 1,000 stitches. And last of all, Patchwork Bear by Maureen Christie. It's a DMC kit. That's where I am with that. Yeah, totally love it. It's really nice. So looking forward to getting another 1,000 stitches into that one. Right. As I said, I'll be stitching on my Collingwood Emblem, and possibly Quirky Birds will replace Cinderella once I finish her with the Tour de France. Now, let's see who I've been watching. I've been watching Anne, the Max Colour Stitcher. I'm loving the progress that she makes on all of those enormous whips. She has enabled me to want to stitch Library of Cats by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Now, I'm still deciding which version of it I want to do. I will go for, I think, I'm deciding between the supersized max color or the two panels. If I do the panels, I will do them both side by side, which is going to make it an enormous piece. I think there's something like 12 or 1,300 stitches across when you add the two together, by 999 long. So it'll be a huge undertaking. It's well over 1 million stitches. I can't remember exactly, 1.3 or 4 or something. So that's a huge, that will be a huge undertaking, but it's something I will, and that's 1.3 or 4 million stitches, so that's a lot of stitches. So yeah, but yeah, that's your fault, Anne, but I still don't know which ones I want to do. Anne is doing the right panel of Library of Cats, so it's great to see her progressing on that. Next person I've been watching is Leonie from Stitching Noni. I really love watching the progress she's putting on her 6 portals, which is another enormous stitch. So I can't wait to see how that comes out. Not something that I'm interested in stitching myself, but I really do love watching her progress. Next, Sharon from Fun with Crossstitch. What I love is that Sharon is stitching some really unique pieces. She's stitching a truck that was from a photo that her husband took. He's a truck driver. And the other piece that she's stitching is a picture of her husband leaning against the balcony on their wedding day, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait to see that when it's finished. She's doing an awesome job on that. She's doing a great job on the truck. I don't think I could have stitched all that dirt. There's a lot of dirt under that. I think maybe I would have cropped the photo first to get rid of as much of that dirt as I possibly could, but she's doing a beautiful job on that. And Laura from iStitch Birds, always love to see Laura. She's got 3 more finishes. I mean, Laura, how do you do that? I hope you're going to bring it to Stitchy Meetup on Saturday because I want to see them. I love watching Laura and all her little videos that she puts together with all of her stitching. It's lots of fun, and she's doing lots of fun projects. Another one that is new to me that I've just come across, she was mentioned by a couple of other Flosstubers and I can't remember who they are, and that's Jenn the Caffeinated Crafter. I've just started watching her videos and I'm looking forward to seeing where she goes with some of these projects. I can't remember specifically any that sort of jump out at me, but I'm sure I will as I get watching. I haven't been able to watch Flosstube for a week, so I haven't had a chance to catch up on the latest of anyone's videos. I still haven't even watched Laura's last one that she said she's done 3 more finishes, so I can't wait to see what they are. And with that, that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you for coming here. I hope you like what you saw. Please like and press that subscribe button, and I will hopefully see you next month.